What's up, guys? I hope you guys had an awesome new comic book day and you were able to get all the issues and the covers you wanted. But today I'm going to be going over my top 10 list for new comic book day, March 10th, 2021. And I'm going to be giving you a little bit of a channel update, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, AR Comics, and today I'm going to be going over my top 10 list for new comic book day, March 10th, 2021. But before I get started on that, if you are new to the channel, I drop weekly comic book content that'll keep you up to date on all of the new releases. And if that sounds like something you do not want to miss out on, make sure you hit that subscribe button down low and the little bell to get notified. Every time I drop new content, you won't regret it. And now, without further ado, let's get started on this channel update and this top 10 list. So I'm sure a few of you out there are thinking it because I have been getting some DMs this week asking the question, what happened to Tuesday's video? No haul, no clean and press, no nothing. So I don't want to put out a video just for the sake of putting out content for you guys. That's not what I'm about. I don't like putting out something that I don't think is good, especially if you guys probably won't care about it. If it's not a good haul or it's not a good book to clean and press, then why would I put it out there? I like to be able to focus my time onto Sunday's new comics this week or every single Thursday's new comic book day top 10 list, because that's what we do here. We read comics, we discuss comics, we have open conversations about them. What do you like? What do I like? And you guys teach me so much stuff about comics that I didn't even know, and I hope I help you guys out as well, recommending some of the books that I'm really enjoying. So just a quick update on everything. There won't be a video every single Tuesday unless if it's something that I really want to show off, or I get this new book that definitely needs a clean and press, then I'll do something like that. But as far as the channel goes, the focus is going to be on everything that's new comic related. So every Sunday's video, every Thursday's video. So just be on the lookout for those. And every once in a while, a nice Tuesday video might pop up. But moving on to this top 10 list, you guys probably already guessed what the book is. But coming in at number 10, we have The Amazing Spider-Man, number 61. I don't know if this is exactly a new arc. All these issues just blend together to me. But this one, Peter Parker gets a brand new job. Spider-Man gets a brand new suit. And it says, what is that? A brand new era. I'm going to be honest. It's not really a brand new era. I didn't really enjoy this issue. I did also pick this one up. The Amazing Spider-Man, Patrick Gleason, number 55. This is a third print. I do really like it. I didn't even realize I ordered it. I guess I did. Probably because I ordered the other ones as well. But as far as this issue goes, this is the one. I know everyone's been saying, if you don't like it, why are you getting it? You're totally right. I don't know if I had a realization or just a sudden moment of clarity, but this was the final one. I think what did it in for me, though, is I'm going to open this up real quick for you, is the final page, or pretty much on the final page, we got, it says, from Nick Lowe, Spider Editor. Like I mentioned before, we've got some huge stories on the docket coming up, but I was not kidding. In fact, as you may have heard by now, Nick's stories have gone so big, they once more cannot be contained within the covers of just The Amazing Spider-Man. We have some special giant-size Amazing Spider-Man issues coming that are going to blow your mind. No, they're not. I've read 61 issues. Who is liking this? And who likes it enough to have some just one-shots, giant-size Spider-Man issues? If it's written by Nick Spencer, I'm sure someone doesn't want to read that. But I don't know. That was what I read it. I read the whole issue, and I thought, you know what? This was pretty bad, but I've also read 60 other issues that were also pretty bad. But that little key thing on that final page that said, oh yeah, we've got so much more good stuff coming your way. Well, if this isn't good stuff and you've got more of this stuff coming, that's a wrap. So with this new suit, with this new job, the suit isn't even what you're thinking it's going to be. I'm not going to spoil it, and just a heads up, there probably will be spoilers within this top 10 list. It always happens. I get really excited talking about some of these books, and I let something slip, and then someone gets upset. So just a heads up, I'm sorry about that. But this, in my opinion, was a complete letdown. I did not enjoy it. They're taking such a 2020s take on thing with technology and influencers and just stuff like that. And it's just really not for me. So for all those reasons, absolutely coming in at number 10, and I am done reading this series. You heard it here. You are all going to hold me to this. I am not getting any more. And next up, we have coming in at number 9, Deep Beyond, number 2. This is cover A. And this was kind of a last-second pickup to me. I really wasn't sure about it. I thought the first issue was kind of cool, but I'm reading so many post-apocalyptic things, and just the whole world's gone to hell, and this is how the group is trying to deal with it. And I just thought this was pretty much the same thing, but I gave it a shot. I thought this issue was very alright. It was just a setup issue for the next one. I don't even remember really what happened in the first one because there was so much stuff going on in it. But this one introduced a lot more characters. And even when they gave the names, they kind of just gave them the first letter of their name as their actual name. They were calling them, I think, just A and N and L, stuff like that. So the characters aren't really even memorable. But then the story progressed a little bit, and after we kind of got a little bit of character development and interaction out of the way, the last page, it led to them going off on their journey into this new world, well, the destroyed world. So I probably am going to give the next one a shot, despite me not really particularly enjoying this one. I think it is only a 12-issue mini run. So overall, I thought they did a good job developing the characters to an extent. They really weren't too memorable, but I liked the interactions that they had with each other. But mainly, I'm just really interested in seeing what this world has to offer. I want to see everything kind of destroyed, mutated. So if you are reading this, let me know what you thought about it down low. But coming in at number 9, we have Deep Beyond number 2. And now we have coming in at number 8, The Immortal Hulk number 44. This is cover A, that beautiful, beautiful Alex Ross cover art. I actually like this issue. I haven't really liked the last few, probably up to 10 now, but this one kind of made everything else that's been happening in this series make sense. I'm still convinced, I don't remember if I read it somewhere or someone was telling me that this series is ending at issue 50. I think that's what Al Ewing said, but I'm not 100% sure on that, so if you are sure, let me know down low. But as far as this issue went, as always, the artwork was just so stunning. It was gorgeous, it was creepy. I love what they did with the Hulk in this one. But what I was saying was, with this one making a lot more sense with some of these prior issues, it had such a massive build-up to the leader with the green door. He was getting all of these powers. He was just kind of controlling who was coming in and out of this door. And then they gave up on it, and they went this whole other route. This one made everything have a lot more sense. Everything with Alpha Flight, even though I'm not still 100% certain what their whole purpose was besides tracking down the Hulk in this series, I like what they did with it because they did fight the Hulk. Something happened from there, and now that whole arc or 2 arcs it was with the leader, that makes so much more sense. And I'm not 100% sure if this was the end of the arc or not, but it was a great build-up into these last few issues, and I cannot wait to see what they did with the leader and this whole, the underworld or whatever they're calling it with the green door. I'm really looking forward to it. So don't give up on the Immortal Hulk yet. It's going to get a lot better for the ending. Coming in at number 8. Up next, we have, coming in at number 7, Homesick Pilots, number 4. This is cover A, and I really like this issue. I like how they're doing this story, though. I think that's the best part about it. So the first issue, we got introduced to all of the characters. We got to meet the house and how this house is kind of haunted, whatever. But then the second issue, we got to see Amy's perspective on everything after what happened at the end of the first issue. Well, then the third issue happened, and we got to see her friend Buzz's perspective on it. So this issue now brought both of those perspectives together, and they made the story into one. We got to see a few action scenes, but the one thing that really got me hooked from reading this issue is Amy thought she figured out the house. The house is just misunderstood. She's got to get these artifacts and bring everything back. But really, the house has its own idea, and it has its own plan, and we don't exactly know where Amy or Buzz fits into this, but there's a whole nother group out there as well that kinda, I guess, wants to bring this house down or bring in people who were haunted in the house. I don't really know, but after reading this issue, I'm definitely hooked on it. So coming in at number 7, we have Homesick Pilots. So for this next one, I don't have a physical copy, but AWA was awesome enough to send me a digital form so I could still read it and review it for you guys. So if you haven't checked out AWA yet, they have an incredible series going on right now. They've got Year Zero, Casual Fling, Chariot just released last week. They've got something for everybody. Go give them a look if you haven't already. But right now we have coming in at number 6, Redemption number 2, and I really like this issue as well. But it's kind of the same thing that I've been talking about with some of these prior issues today, is that I was was just kind of a bridge issue. Nothing was really going on. We got to see Rose, the Butcher, and they just developed their relationship pretty much this entire issue. We got to see them interact. We saw how the Butcher, while she is extremely badass, she kind of has a nice side to her, maybe because it is Rose and she knows her mom, but then she was just passing pretty much all of her knowledge down to Rose. We did get to see some cool fight scenes as well, and it does have that whole post-apocalyptic, western, futuristic vibe to it. And while I do think that's being overplayed right now, and a lot of series do have that type of a style, I do really enjoy this one. I like westerns, but if you haven't had an opportunity to read this one, definitely give it a shot, because this third issue is about to be badass. So coming in at number 6, we have Redemption number 2. And now we're down to the top 5 issues of the week. Coming in at number 5, we have Marvel's brand new series, NonStop Spiderman number 1, and this is the Alex Ross variant cover. And this title is exactly what the story was. It was non-stop. There was action and chaos going on the entire story. I thought the artwork overall was pretty solid. The general artwork I thought was way better than the people and just the faces. I don't know. I didn't really like the way Peter Parker looked, but they did introduce kind of a new enemy. We don't have a name, and they're just a group of people right now. They also introduced some new characters, basically Peter Parker's friends. And while there was complete action going on the whole time, non-stop chaos and all of that stuff, I thought the underlying story was actually pretty good. There's like a new drug on the market. One of their friends died, and now they have to figure out where this drug is coming from, what's going on with this drug, and other stuff happens too. But like I said, the title is exactly what the story was. It was non-stop the entire time. And if you're a Spider-Man fan, definitely give it a read. If you're kind of on the fence because Nick Spencer's ASM has completely turned you off from Spider-Man, give it a shot. I think it's worth it. So coming in at number 5, we have NonStop Spider-Man. Next up, coming in at number 4, we have Scout's Honor number 3 from Aftershock. And thank you guys so much for turning me on to this series, because it just keeps getting better and better after every single issue, because I wouldn't have picked it up if it wasn't for you guys. But as far as this issue goes, I loved it. We got a little bit more with Kit and Dez, and this whole time it was just nonstop action, just like Nonstop Action Spider-Man. They were going through 3 different trials for the Ranger Scouts. I'm not really going to get into what those trials were, but we got to see Kit and Dez. They were going head to head with each other, while Kit the whole time doesn't really want to compete with Dez. That person knows that what they're doing, they need to do this so they can figure out the secrets of the Scouts, and being a Ranger, they're going to learn these secrets, and it's just such a good story. And like I was saying, I wouldn't have even read this if it wasn't for your recommendation, so thank you for that. If you guys haven't had an opportunity to check out Scout's Honor yet, do yourself a favor and do it, because it is literally just getting better and better after every single issue. So coming in at number 4, we have Scout's Honor number 3. And up next on the list, coming in at number 3, we have Strange Academy number 9. This is cover A, and as always, I love this series. I recommend it to everybody. I can't get enough of it. I love the artwork. It's one of my favorite ongoings from Marvel right now, but I totally understand why some people aren't enjoying this series. If we're being honest, not a whole lot of stuff is really going on. The first villains appeared in issue number 4, The Hollow. The first cover appearance was issue number 5, and we haven't seen them since. And other than that, there really aren't any big major things that's going on. A few issues ago, we learned a little bit more about Emily Bright, but other than that, it's pretty much what I tell everybody. It's Marvel's Harry Potter. These kids are at the academy, they're learning magic, they're learning how to deal with their own abilities, and they're just going from there. But this issue, it's no different, pretty much the same thing. It's Parents' Weekend though. So all these kids, their parents are showing up, and it's just an eventful weekend. They're participating in all these different events as a family. You see the parents butting heads with each other. Loki made an appearance. But the other cool thing with this one, which is why I really love this series too, is throughout some of these issues, they're kind of hitting on specific characters a little bit more than others. Like we got to see Emily Bright showcase some of her powers. Doyle, he's obviously very strong too. And this one had a little bit more focus on Calvin, because Calvin doesn't have parents. He's got step parents or foster parents, something like that. And Doyle, well, we know who his dad is, so he didn't show up either. But this one, we got to see Calvin's powers, and he's low-key. He might be pretty powerful. So they were off on their own adventure, while the rest of the characters got to enjoy their time with their families, doing some events. And like I was just talking about, it was just a really nice issue. I can't recommend it enough to everybody. So coming in at number 3, we have Strange Academy number 9. And now we're down to the top 2 issues of the week. Coming in at number 2, we have DC's new series, The Joker. Number 1, this is cover A. And before I get into this, if I was talking to you throughout the week, I am very sorry. I forgot to get Infinite Frontier 0. I think I was also supposed to get the Swamp Thing issue, and I just forgot. After I couldn't get Redemption number 2, kind of threw me off a little bit, and I was scrambling to try to find that issue. So thank you again to AWA for hooking me up with that digital copy so I could still read and review it for you guys. But as far as this issue goes, I love the artwork. And as someone who doesn't read a lot of DC, I don't read pretty much anything from DC other than Batman. If I pick something up with the Joker on it, I just assume it's going to be Joker versus Batman or something along those lines. This one took a totally different route, and I loved it. So this one focused on Commissioner Gordon. He's the main character, and they're kind of showing him he's finally going into retirement. But they're showcasing who's been his problem his entire career throughout his life. It's the Joker. He's this evil entity that just won't leave him alone. And later in the issue, he gets an opportunity, just kind of a job that's going to involve the Joker. I'm not going to talk about it too far in depth because it was so good. And from there, I cannot wait to see the moral decision that he makes, and I think this series is about to get really good. Now, as far as this secondary story, because it does have a small little punchline story, I'm not going to talk about it too much. I thought it was very alright. It was maybe 5 to 7 pages, maybe a few less, maybe a few more. Nothing really major happened. I thought it was okay. If they stick another punchline story in the next Joker issue, I won't be upset about it because I do like that character. Maybe that story will take off a little bit, even though it's just a small portion. But as far as DC books go, where they're kind of adding these extra stories in, this one really did focus on the Joker, and it was so good. Now let's talk a little bit more details about it down low because I don't want to spoil it too much in this video for you guys. But coming in at number 2, the DC's new series, The Joker. And here it is, coming in at number 1, my top read of the week, we have Proctor Valley Road, number 1. This is Boom Studios' brand new series, and this issue was such a surprise, and I didn't even anticipate on getting it. There were so many comments in my new comic books this week video that I do on every Sunday. Everyone was hyping it up. There were so many people saying, you gotta get it. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be cool. I'm really looking forward to it. And look at that. We had an open discussion. We were talking about the books we were looking forward to, and it got my number 1 choice. It was so good. One of the comments was kind of comparing it to Scooby-Doo, and I slightly get where you're coming from with that. It's a group of girls, so kind of the Scooby-Doo gang thing right there. The artwork's definitely more on the cartoonish side. Something to compare it to would be Boom Studios' other series, Folklore, but this one's way better than that so far. I didn't really like that series too much, but man. So this one, like I was saying, it's a group of girls. They're looking for money to go to a Janis Joplin concert, so they're trying to figure out how to get this money. And the whole issue is basically spent with these girls kind of character development and progressing them as their group. And their idea is, we can make money off this Proctor Valley Road. It's kind of like a ghost story or a myth. But then they take these group of guys up there and all this stuff happens and it just gets crazier from there. And the ending, I'm really looking forward to that next issue. So I'm sorry if I spoiled a little bit for you. I tried to keep the major details out of it. I just gave you a little bit of background knowledge on what this issue was about. And you definitely need to pick it up. You definitely need to give it a read. Congrats, Boom Studios. This was a fantastic issue. So easily coming in at number 1, we have Proctor Valley Road. So now let's do a recap. So what'd you guys think of this week's comics? I think we had a pretty solid week. Some of them were obviously a letdown. I'm looking at you, ASM, but thank you for being so bad that I finally decided to take you off my poll list and save myself $4 every couple of weeks when you release an issue. There's a few other ones I missed out on that I wish I would have picked up. Speaking for Infinite Frontier, 0, I think Swamp Thing from last week, and I think there's a few other ones that I forgot about. But let me know down low in the comment section what your favorite issue of the week was. I would love to talk about it with you guys. So thank you for watching my video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And if you don't want to miss out on any of my upcoming content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down low and the little bell to get notified every time I drop new content. You won't regret it. And I've got 2 more videos sitting off to the side here with more of my comic book content. Click on one of those and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.